I am a futurist, and in the 35 years or so that I've been a futurist, the most important lesson I've learned is that we have no language for the future. And it doesn't matter what language you speak or read naturally. No language has a language for the future, and in particular for the technological future. And where we don't have a language for something, it becomes very difficult to understand it. I'll give you some examples of what I'm talking about. Behind me, on either side of the stage, you can see screens, and you can see the devices in the ceiling that's throwing the images on the screens. In the English language, when the early versions, the forerunners of these devices, were first invented, we called them magic lanterns. We described a projector as a lantern, a light, that had magic properties because it could throw an image onto the wall. When the automobile was first invented in the English language, we called it a horseless carriage. We could only describe the car, the automobile, by the fact it didn't have horses. The railway engine, the locomotive, in the English language, was an iron horse. Movies were talking pictures, and today we talk about driverless cars. We never have language for the technological future. And this leads us into problems. And the problems we have is that we are in an age of severe digital disruption. You will feel this, you will notice this in your own lives. Whether you're at work or just in your social lives, you'll notice that no sooner have you become used to doing things one way than you have to learn to do them another way. And then you discover that there's a completely new method that a competitor is using, which is giving distinct advantage. Digital disruption, as we've just heard, are causing problems in almost every sector, whether it is finance, or taxi rides, or hotel accommodation, whether it's air travel. No matter where it is, it seems, the digital economy, the sharing economy, the network economy is changing the way things are done. But we're only just at the beginning of this process. And I've come to the conclusion that as a result of digital disruption, we can no longer measure our own national economic performance properly. The measures that we use today are variously called gross domestic product, GDP, or gross national product, GNP. And these figures were developed 70 years ago by the British economist John Maynard Keynes, and they're a mixture of measures of outputs of factory, of agriculture, and a few services like banking. But these figures do not measure the increased efficiency of goods and services delivered online. They do not measure how much more quickly you complete a task because of a spreadsheet. They do not measure the additional productivity that is achieved in society because of invisible digital processes. And the result of this is that we are losing our grip on how to measure economic performance. And you can see this today in what's going on. In many Western nations, we are approaching full employment. Not all, at all, but in many. If we take America, if we take Germany, if we take the UK, we're approaching full employment. But there is almost no sign of inflation. And economists are asking why. This has never been seen before. Because as employment rises, wage demands increase, and by definition, inflation increases. And this has been welcome in the past because it allows us to lower and reduce our debts through inflation. But the digital economy is holding down costs. Amazon and the like, similar online retailers, are holding down prices in the high street, in the stores. Uber is holding down taxi fares. Internet airlines are holding down airfares. And many economists say, well, of course, the low oil price is the main reason for the fact that we have got low inflation. There is some truth in that, but it's only part of the story. The bigger trend, one that will last, is digital disruption. Costs are being reduced by the efficiencies of the networked economy, by digital disruption. And the result of that is that we have what we think is very low growth in the Western developed world. 1%, 2%, maybe 2.5%, with very low inflation. And people are talking about a period of stagnation. They are mistaken. This is a period of vigorous, dynamic growth, but we're not measuring it. And when robots and artificial intelligence really begin to deliver productivity, as they will in the next 10 to 15 years, then we will see that unless we find new and better ways of measuring our economy, we will be lost. We will see that we have prosperity, but we won't know where it's coming from.